Hi friends, this is Pastor Mark, just giving you a little bit of information about our reopening here at Salem, which is coming up very soon. How soon? We plan to reopen on this Sunday, June 28th. And I just want to give you a little bit of quick information about what you can expect when we reopen. As you might imagine, we're not going to be going exactly back to normal right away. We're going to have to make a few small changes just to make sure that everyone is kept as safe as possible. Probably the biggest change we're making is that worship will be at 10 a.m., not 10:30. So a half hour earlier for worship, 10 a.m. The reason for that is that we want to accommodate drive-up communion, which is going to continue at least through Labor Day weekend. So that'll be our time at least through September 6th, Labor Day weekend. We will be meeting at 10 a.m. for worship. There will be several other changes you will notice as you come in, and also other changes you'll notice during the service. Of course, we're not going to have bulletins or hymnals. The hymnals have all been removed from the sanctuary. You're going to have to use the screen for everything. Again, the fewer things we have to handle, the fewer things you have to handle, the safer we can make it. Likewise, the offering will not be passed. Communion will not be part of the service quite yet. We will continue with our drive-up communion, again, at least through Labor Day weekend. There will also be no receiving line at the end of the service, no shaking my hand, no passing of the peace, etc., etc., etc. The science is pretty solid that we have to keep this service as short as possible in order to keep you as safe as possible. So we have removed, at the recommendation of the Synod, all the congregational singing. I'm not too happy about that myself, but again, the science is pretty solid. And we're trying to keep the service overall to as close to 30 minutes as we can get it, because science has also shown that within an enclosed space and a crowd, 30 minutes is about the maximum safe time. I know many of you are used to coming early for Bible study or coffee or just to hang out, and I'm going to discourage you from doing that. Over at Mount Moriah, we're not even opening the doors until 10 minutes before the service, and we would really recommend you not come too much more than 10 minutes before the service either. When you do come, first of all, please wear a mask. I'm not your mother, but I would really appreciate it if you would wear a mask, because that does help to keep people safe, particularly when people don't know if they might be carrying the virus. And you will note that you can't just sit wherever you want to in the sanctuary either. We have taped off every other pew. The back pew is open. The front pew is not. So that's what you'll have to do, and then just sit. All members of a household can sit together, but otherwise one of you at one end of the pew and another at the other. Up in the balcony is open, but we, in order to protect Beth, have taped off the pews on the side by the piano. It's only the side away from the piano that is open, and the seating up there is limited. But we think that those of you who are used to sitting up there will have enough room, and that shouldn't really be an issue for you. Apart from that, I think everything will be very straightforward and self-explanatory when you do come in. But I just wanted to get this video out there to let you know what to expect when you come back on June 28th. Now, some of you aren't ready to come back quite yet, and I respect that. In fact, for many of you, that's really an excellent decision to decide to wait a little while longer to come back. The live stream from Mount Moriah isn't going anywhere. It was being broadcast for over a year, long before we went on this COVID lockdown, and it's not going away. One reason we upgraded the AV system over there is so we would be able to do a live stream of the service for people who couldn't come. It's not the Salem service, but it is the same sermon you'll hear over here at Salem, and it is the same worship service, the same liturgy and everything. The only difference is where it comes from. So if you are not ready to come back whenever you are ready, and feel free to just keep on watching the live stream. And remember that drive-up communion right now is the only kind of communion there is. That'll be the case at least through the end of July. Hopefully, starting in August, we will be able to bring back communion to the service. But until then, the drive-up is the only way it's going to happen. Okay? And I'll make a text post as well later this week with some written instructions, some more further information for you, so it's not quite so confusing. And otherwise, I hope to see you, if not this Sunday, then very soon, okay? Thanks.